Hello, precious experimenters. Welcome back for another week. If you've come back, I really appreciate it. Click like, subscribe, maybe share it out, try to get the message out. Let's try to get some subscribers, get this conversation going. I'm really looking forward to comments, topics that you'd like me to look at with the cards or discuss my experience on, or whatever you want to say in your comments we can discuss. Let's interact a bit. What I wanted to come on and talk about this week is what I call the 1111 laws. These laws, as I understand them, are represented in a book that was written based on information that came in through ceremony. This was through sweat lodges or inipi, and was a very spiritually activated, adept group of people working together in the ceremony under very careful circumstances, and they brought forth this information, which was then put into a book by the water pourer, who was that time standing out, later known as Chief Golden Light Eagle. His Christian name is such as Lauren Zafir, who's since passed away. But the material is out there. If you look in my description, you'll see contact for his daughter, where you can get access to those materials if you're interested in them. The name of the 1111 Law Manual is the Makah Wichachpi Wichaw, and it comprises of 11 what are called universal laws and 11 spiritual laws, and then certain messengers or teachers are identified with each of those laws, 3 of them for each, that brought in messages regarding how that law functions. I had worked with Lauren for a few years, some of those quite closely. He gifted me this 1111 material to work with. And subsequent to working with him, I had my own experience, visionary experience, which brought it into alignment with the tarot deck, being 22 cards in the higher arcana, and then subsequently how that works through the various suits. I added a last suit to accommodate all of the 1111, which would be a completion suit. So the 4 main suits represent the 4 aspects of the medicine wheel, and then the 5th suit represents agency over all 4 of those. So the combined, the gestalt, if you will, of all 4 of those suits having agency in them then leads you into this next suit in my deck. But what I wanted to talk about today specifically regarding those laws is a little bit about what my interpretation is of how they work in the earth life field, this field of life that exists between sky or atmosphere and the earth. It creates this zone where life exists, and I call that the life field, the earth life field. There is also a life field of the cosmos, of course, in which all other things exist and live in their own ways. But of course, what's specific to the earth life field is the diversity of growing physical beings that we experience and that have manifested here. So in my interpretation of the 1111 laws, those universal laws are laws that apply to all of the life fields, universal earth life field. They are sort of how it's set up and works. And the 11 spiritual laws that attend them are sort of the power that it gives us the energy it allows us to create in the earth field specifically. So if you think of the laws as being the energies that exist in the cosmos, then the spiritual laws would be what we can do using those energies, what energies we create with it, how we can work with it. And so that's how I look at them and work with them, and I find that's a very interesting exploration and very effective, in my experience, for understanding what's going on, making better decisions, living in a good way. Part of that teachings is how it also tied into a calendar, and through that process, the connection was made between energies that sort of rule the days of the week. Obviously, all energies are always present, and you can always work with them, but there are flows of energy, and there are energies that can dominate and maybe have a better effect, be more effective in that day. For instance, I think we can agree that on Mondays, if things go sour, it can have a really rapid increase in effect, right? Because people are sure set up, prepared for Mondays to be a downer, if you will. Same thing with Wednesdays. Wednesday can be set up to be challenging. And of course, we often have Thursdays a great day for making agreements and so forth. So I want to go through how the energies of the cycle work on a weekly cycle. It's a weekly karmic cycle. It's a feedback loop with the life field. So we live and create energy and move in the life field, and the life field responds and reacts and gives us information and guides us in good ways to live in the life field itself. It's a collective guidance of the system, if you will. So we're going to start the day with Monday, just because that's the day of the week most people think of starting the week. But of course, it's a cyclical. There is no real start or end. But Monday is a day when intuition rules. It's a good day for listening to your intuition, and also for strong intuition messages, sort of guiding you to how to approach your week. Tuesdays are really what we call Karmic Council Day. That's a day when the collective energies is observing. It's a day of observation. It's a day for seeing what is, not necessarily reacting to it. But there is a Karmic Council assessment that goes on of our work and our energy, what we're doing, and the whole collective. Then Wednesday is sort of the day that Karmic Council renders a ruling. That is Karma Day. And on that day, whatever the Karmic Council has decided is the feedback from the collective for us, that presents itself to us in the form of karma. We may get, if we have done something in the week prior, leading up to this, that is generating really bad energy on our path, we may get a karmic redirection. Or we may, if we have done something particularly lovely for the collective, we may get a karmic reward or dharma. So it's very good to look at what comes in on Wednesday as feedback from the collective energy field. Then Thursday we move into is Medicine Day. And that is like once you receive the karma or the redirection or the gift or whatever it is that the feedback is, there has to be some nourishing or clearing or working with it to now fix the energy so that either you're reversing things that brought you negative effects or feedback, or you're strengthening things that brought you a positive feedback. So Thursday is the Medicine Day. And I'm recording these for the time being on that day. And so there should be within this recording that I'm doing in my energy on this day some evidence of making a healing from whatever the recent feedback was, using it, integrating it, using the medicine in it. Friday then is a day of protection. So once we have taken in the medicine and integrated it, then it creates more energy and a field of protection. It's like an immunity boost. You get strengthened and protected from whatever you let go, and the medicine for whatever you strengthen gets protected to grow stronger. These are the effects of a protection day. And then we move into Saturday, and Saturday is the Antakarana. This is the connection of people. When this is like where the life field is messages that you have, or feelings or energy that you put out goes out into the life field very easily. Everybody's looking for connection. It's a reaching out and connecting day. And you see that with human populations, of course, a lot of things they plan to do on Saturdays to be with family and connect. And it's usually a powerful day for that. And then Sunday is the last day of the week, and that's light, sound, and vibration. So it's as if you take the medicine from Thursday, you build your protections around it, you share it out to the field on Saturday, and on Sunday it reaches a harmonic where all of the energy beings on the planet have integrated and connected, and they just resonate together. And that is the energy of light, sound, and vibration. And so these things are amplified on Sunday, which is why you often see so many church services and stuff occurring on a Sunday. There's a natural tendency in the human culture to come together and resonate on that day because the whole earth life field is doing that. So I would like to do my reading today just to see what the cards have to say about this 1111 theory, and we'll see what they toss up. Okay, hold on and I'll bring you down. Alrighty, so we're going to use the Crow and the Pocket Oracle again today. I have shuffled, have a little issue with my thumb. It's still resolving, so my shuffling's a little different this time. So anyway, but we will go ahead now and see what the cards have to say about this 1111 energies being cosmic energies and earth energies and their effect on the weekly cycle. How about that? Let's see what the cards think of this theory of mine. Leave me your theories and I will see what the cards think on that. Oh, interesting. It's a good card to start, I think. And some clarifiers. Oh, there's a clarifier right out the bat, too. Oh. Boy, they're really jumping. Wowzers. Boy, I'm going to have to remember the order they came out in now. Okay. So this one, and these, and this. All right. So we start with the Four of Cups, and that is about an offer, a new energy, something being offered. And this is what we were talking about, these energies dominating the day, coming from the sky. So seems like it's listening, as clarified by the Earth Keeper. Again, that ties right into my theory that sky and earth work together to create this field, energies coming in to the earth for the earth keepers to work with. So I think that's an interesting clarifier. Earth keepers getting new energy offered from above. Challenge is the Seven of Swords. This is the theft card. Or it can be sometimes the card of taking what you can salvage and leaving with it, and leaving behind something. So I would say that this is the challenge, is to daily, we talked about this cycle of karma. This is like representing the cycle. So the swords represent thought. So when your thinking is leading you to have to make changes, this is based on feeling like you might have to take something to have what you deserve, or feeling privileged to take something from other people that you might not deserve. This seems to me to be very much the kind of weekly challenge we have in our mental thinking and how we apply it. So I'd say that's, the challenge is, how do we work with the energy without misusing it and abusing it? And as clarified by the child. And yeah, because it's an immature understanding, an immature thinking that leads to a misuse or an abuse of power. So in working with these energies, we're challenged to rise above immature thinking. What we have control over in this, King of Swords, again, this is referencing thinking, the mind. The king is the external controller, or this is about controlling the external thinking, or directing the external thinking, or ruling the external thinking. So and it's about truth as well, right? So when it's upright, we're talking about, we have the control to bring truth out in the world. And that's clarified by the spiral, which is a thing that is ever moving, changing, spiraling. Truth is, in its own sense, an evolving thing as the energies move and change. What's true to be good today might not be true to be good in an hour, right? So it depends on so many factors. The recent past affecting this is the Four of Swords. We are all up in our minds here. There is an end, a truce to old ways of thinking. There is a putting down of things. The Four is that card of commitment. It's as if there is a commitment to evaluating our thinking. And that is clarified by the wind. It's like there have been energies or winds that have blown through that have changed the way humans are thinking about things. What we can't control, this is all mind stuff. Three of Swords, betrayal. That is that, so if you have the Four of Swords, where you have the commitment of people to look at the thinking, the Three of Swords is like, enough people have come together to look at the thinking to betray something, or to have to change someone's thinking. It's like there's a third adversarial component coming in that's shaking it up, right? And adding to the thinking, or taking from the thinking, maybe getting to the heart of things together. It can also mean that. So this is something that cannot be controlled, and that is people who are going to feel betrayed by the changes that are coming, that haven't reached that commitment level. And that is clarified by the curse, because the thinking, the improper unhealthy use of the mind of the human is what creates all the damage to them in the earth field. It's literally where evil comes from, is a failure of humans to understand their connection to all things and use energy, emotion, mind, and body to walk in a good way. So, but we can't control that. There are going to be people who have not reached the level of thinking yet, and they're going to continue to generate whatever it is they generate. But what we are working on manifesting is the 9 of Wands. This is almost completion of the passions. This is like you've worked so hard, you've followed every passion. You're down to the 9th one. There's only one more stage to reach your passionate fulfillment and move on to something else. And here we stand. It's partly sunny skies. There's peace in the air. It's a possibility. We've made it through the worst already, and here we stand. And that's clarified by Earth, and that's Earth as well. Perhaps this is saying that we have done the damage and survived, and here we stand ready to finally bring it all together. Where we are in relation to it is 5 of Cups. This is a card of that, people, we're only halfway there. We're just reaching the midway point on energy for most of the planet. And it's a disappointment. There's a sense that, why haven't we gotten there? We've worked so hard. How can we only be here? I mean, it feels like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. That's what this card is saying. And that's clarified by the drum. But this is the cycle. This is the cycle every week. Every week we all go through some cycle of 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, or 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Whatever it is, it's part of the drum and the dance and that spiral. That is the cycle. We're not supposed to reach perfection. We cannot control these types of thinking that comes in to in our own heads and in the collective to make problems for ourselves. This is what the cycle of human life is. The environment around us is the Page of Pentacles. This is opening the door to well-being. This guy is out there. There are messengers saying, this is how we reach well-being. This is the steps that have to be taken. So we're like, but why aren't we succeeding? Because we even have these messengers right here telling us. But it's clarified by the smoky mirror. Because it's not going to be the same for everyone. You have to clear your own mirror. You have to get clarity, because how it works for the big picture for everyone may not feel like it works for you. How many times have we seen big government things? This bill now is a perfect example. It may help a lot of people, but it may really harm, even cause the untimely end of some people. So how do those some people feel when the environment is where everybody's saying, yeah, but it's going to be great, it's going to be great, but that's not going to be great for them? So this can't be reconciled. This is a very difficult thing, and it's a smoky mirror. It's hard to see how anything could benefit all. Hopes and fears. We have the 6 of Swords. This is about, wanting safer waters. So I think that when we're talking about the 11:11 energies and energies of the week, this is saying that humans are too caught up in the mind part of this. They have to listen to the drum. They have to be willing to get out of their own way. You have to think about the earth and all of their passions. Right now, they're just wanting to be safe, as clarified by many paths. But there are many paths to living a good walk on the earth. And that's contradictory for humans who want to all come together and they want to force everybody to do the same thing. But it doesn't work that way. And this is both a hope and a fear. Final outcome, Strength card. So these energies bring strength to us as we go through these cycles and process, as clarified by the fire. It is like the fire within which you put your crucible and you alchemize these energies. And it's a cycle and it's a process, and you never get there. You just find a good way. Bottom of the deck, 6 of Cups. You know, it's the nostalgia of youth. It's that reliant on energy before you have to rely on anything else in the world as a child. You rely on the energy. Is it a beautiful day? Did the flowers smell good? Did the bees sting? That's all related to very basic energy. And it's this energy within, this balanced energy within, 6 cups, it's balanced, that we have undergirding what is going on now. And bottom of the deck for the clarifier is water. So we have earth, wind, water, fire, all represented in this reading. And that's what it's about. All of these 4 direction energies coming together, working through spirit, because water is the basis of the deck of clarifiers. And the 6 of Cups is about water as well. So it's really about the spirit energy for the planet. And so to me, this is saying, yes, absolutely. These are energies that come in from above. They can be used by everything in the planet. They can hone us through. The fire is the passion and strength that it creates, our emotional use of the energy. It strengthens us. It gives us the energy to continue to go on when the mind is trying to trap us and create issues. So that's how I take this reading anyway. But have a look at it, and if you have a different take on it, please let me know in the comments. Click like, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. I'm going to wrap it up here today. I'm not going to bring you up because I don't know what else to say except I love you. Continue experimenting, and let's have a great discussion this week.